All right, welcome back to art. This is week two. Week two, yes, very excited to keep making some more art. I've got to tell you, I was very impressed by the amazing artwork that you guys sent in. That artwork based on the Henri Matisse, remember that? Well, I got to be honest with you, I was so impressed. It was just beautiful artwork. Now, we're going to use what we learned from the Henri Matisse collage that we did last week, and we're going to create a brand new art project using that as our starting point. We're going to use our imaginations. So today, before we start on our project, what do you say we do a warm-up? Remember the warm-up drawings we do in class? We're going to do an easy warm-up. We're going to do an easy warm-up. Then we're going to meet a new artist. Oh, he's incredible. You're going to love him. And then we're going to start our project. Are you ready to start the warm-up? Let's go. Come on. All right, so let's start with our warm-up drawing. If you remember from class, we use our warm-up drawing to start getting ready for our art project, right? For our art lesson. And the warm-up drawing helps us get our eye and hand ready for art. It also, remember, it's a thing that we do not necessarily have to have perfect, right? It's just a practice. It's just a practice drawing. Don't look for perfection. Don't try to make it the most beautiful and then get upset that it's not perfect. This is just for warm-up. I mean, you can do the best job you can. That's fantastic. But I don't want you getting frustrated because it's not coming out perfect. It's just to get started. It's just like an exercise before going to play our sport. Now, if you notice, our picture for today has a lot of cactus, right? There's, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Now, you do not have to draw all of those. You only have to draw 1, maybe 2 or 3. But if you want to draw them all, you can. It is your paper. It is your warm-up exercise. What I'm going to do is, if you remember, I'm going to find my pencil. Here's my pencil with my eraser. I need that. We also might need a sharpener. I've been doing a lot of drawing lately, so my pencil's shrinking. I don't know if you've noticed. It's kind of smaller than the last time I used it. And I've been using my drawing table a lot. I've been coloring, so there's a little bit of color here and there, but that's okay because you know what? This is my art table, and art tables can get a little dirty. But if you're at home and you're afraid that the table might get dirty, put something down, okay? So you don't mess up mom's table or somebody's desk. All right, so now that I'm ready, I'm going to decide which way to put my paper. Should I put it vertical or should I draw horizontally? Well, it's up to you. Whichever way you decide to go, start off with a line across the middle on both sides because we want to separate our paper into 4 boxes. Okay, 4 boxes, and each box we're going to make a drawing of a cactus. You can draw the same one 4 times, or you can draw different ones in each one, or you can draw a bunch here, 2 here, 1 here, and 1 here, however you want. It's your combination to choose from. I'm going to start with my favorite one, and guess which one's my favorite? Yep, that's right, the big one. So I'm going to start with a nice tall one here. I'm going to draw the table first. Then I'm going to draw the little pot. I'm going to look carefully at my little drawing of the cactus. I'm going to try to get all those ovals. See, these shapes are kind of like circles, but they're not actually circles. Some of these shapes are bigger than others, right? It kind of look like this one looks a little bit like an upside down egg, and so does this one. And then at the top we have that pinchy little flower star. Don't forget that part if you're doing this one. I'm going to draw a little circle in the middle because that's what that drawing makes me think about. A little circle. And there's my first one. What do you think? Is it good? Maybe that's the one I color. Well, I'm not sure. Let's see. Now the second one, ooh, I really like the one with the squiggly lines. It's the third one. I'm gonna draw that interesting pot. Wow, it's got like a rectangle in the middle, right? All right, so there's kind of like this little half circle here, and then there's this bubble, and then there's a little flower here, and then there's this real interesting swirly line here that goes around, and then it goes down straight. And then I draw this part right here. Okay, now for this one, I'm going to turn my paper to the side. Of course, you can turn your paper anywhere you want. And I'm going to draw some of the small ones. I'm going to start with this one right here. The first one. Ooh, that one looks a little hard. It's kind of like a pineapple, right? Except it's got these really long thorns. Be careful with those thorns. Don't get hurt if you do this one. And there's a little bit of a swirl there. Oh, nice. Oh, I've got a little bit of room here. So I'm going to do its neighbor, the one next to it. Let's see. Oh, these are like leaves, right? These shapes, they're kind of like leaves. There's a big leaf here, and there's a little one here. It's okay if, you mess up a little bit. There's that one. Oh, I like that. Oh, my God. I really like the one in the middle. But I also like, not the last one. Well, I do like the last one because it's got like a star. But I like the one next to the last one. So I'm going to do both of these. I'm going to do my table first. And then I'm going to do that interesting pot that kind of looks like where my dog drinks water. And I'm going to do this shape right here. I'm going to go around. Oh, it looks like it has teeth, doesn't it? Let's see this side. Okay. All right. That's close enough, right? And then I'm going to do the one with the two cactus, right? The two cactuses. Some people say cacti. Some people say cactuses. Do you know where cactus like to live? Do they like to live in places where there's a lot of water, or in places where there's only a little bit of water? I wonder. Maybe you can leave a message to me and tell me on the Teams page where you think cactus like to live. Do they like to live in wet areas or dry areas? Do they like to live in jungles? Or do they like to live in deserts? I don't know. Maybe you can tell Mr. G. Okay, those are my choices. Now, I've got another choice to make, right? Because you remember when we do our warm-up, we also have to color it. Which one should I color? Even though this is my favorite, I think I'm going to color this one because I really like this rectangle thing that's happening here. And for this, I'm going to use my crayons. I brought my little box of crayons, and I'm going to use my crayons. Oh, no, this is the wrong box. This is the new box. I started another box yesterday, so I'm going to put the new ones away. And I want to bring my oldies. Yes, these are my oldies. These are the ones I used yesterday. So I want to keep using these until these are worn out, and then I'll get the new ones. Okay, now, what color can we make this? You know, a color that goes well with green, which is the color I'm going to use for my cactus, is orange. I really like orange, so I'm going to grab the two oranges. Oh, there's more oranges in here. Oh, there's another orange. This is this really beautiful dark orange. So I'm going to go ahead and make a line around it. I could just go in there and do it all one color, right? But that's not fun. I want to use different colors. So I'm going to use this dark orange to trace the line of the pot. And then I'm going to get this medium orange, and I'm going to color half of it with medium orange, and the bottom half with light orange. And then I'm going to do something really special. I'm going to grab my yellow, okay, and I'm going to blend everything with yellow. So I'm going to put yellow on top of everything, and that, like, pushing down a little bit, not too hard. You don't want to break the crayon. If it breaks, it's okay. You can take out the paper and use it anyway. That blends everything together. Wow, look at that. Isn't that nice? Hope you like it. Okay, we said we were going to color green, but before we color green, I'm going to put a little bit of orange in the middle. Just a little bit of orange. And let me see what greens I have. Okay, if you just have one green, use one green. But my box has two greens. Let me see, two greens. Well, this is kind of a green, but this is too yellow. I already have yellow. Now I'm going to use my medium green, or my light green, actually. This is my light green. And I'm going to go over these parts right here. And then I'm going to finish off with my darker green. This is just green. Over the lines and the parts where I didn't color. And because this is a, what do we call this, a cactus? Before we do the little thorns, I'm going to take my yellow again. I'm going to blend all of this together. It's like a spoon, right? You're blending the coffee. You're stirring it together so that the coffee and the milk and the sugar all become one. If you like chocolate milk, which is what I like to drink, then it's like blending and you're mixing in your chocolate milk. Okay, now, because this is a cactus, right, we're going to do some pinchy parts, some little thorns. So, did you find out where cactus like to live? Is it the jungle? Is it the beach? Is it the desert? Don't forget to let me know. Alright? Okay, so, I finished the cactus. But, you know, the background's kind of empty. What color do you think we should use for the background? Well, you know what? I'm going to go with blue. I'm going to get blue here. And I really like the sky. So I'm going to draw a cloud that lives behind the cactus. And then I'm going to start coloring it blue. I'm not going to go in here. I'm going to leave that rectangle white. See, I like to have a background always for my things. I like for my things to live somewhere. And my cactus lives outside. Even though now we're all pretty much living inside, right? We're kind of staying indoors a lot. My cactus, I don't think would do very well indoors. So we're going to give him an outside life. And there's a happy cloud there. A happy cloud that lives with the cactus in our picture. You see why it's good to put a piece of paper on the table? Because that way you can safely color outside of your paper. And there, my friends, is my coloring. Now, Mr. G has always told you, when you finish your coloring, what do? You trace. You trace a little bit to help things pop out again. So I go over all the lines, not just the ones outside, the ones inside too. And my cactus, or our cactus, let's say, because we kind of did it together, right, is finished. Now, I'm going to show you the picture of the cactus. I'm going to pause the video. Well, I'm not going to pause it. I'm going to let it play for a little bit. You can pause it so that you can then go ahead and finish your cactus. Take your time. Do a good job. Practice with it a little bit. Have fun. And then color your favorite one. All right? And I want to see it. So go ahead and upload it. And then after you finish coloring it, you can unpause the video and I'll be right back. I promise. Right after the cactus, I'm coming right back and we're going to talk about a new artist. All right? See you then. Okay, so last week we saw that video of Mati and Dada. Remember where they visit Henri Matisse? We learned about Matisse's love for color, his love for shapes, his love for cutting and gluing. And we looked at some of his paintings. We looked at a stained glass work that he did. Now today we're going to meet a new artist. And this new artist calls himself Mark Paper Scissors. Yeah, just like that. That's his name, Mark Paper Scissors. He doesn't live too far from us. He actually lives in Florida. I think he lives up in Fort Lauderdale. But he also lives in New York and he spends time back and forth. And he loves to work with collage. He loves to cut paper. He loves colored paper. And he makes some of the most beautiful artworks I've ever seen. So I'm not going to talk anymore. I'm just going to, let's go see the video, okay? Let's go see the video of Mark, Paper, Scissor, and I hope you like it.
People know me as Mark, Paper, Scissor. I make artwork out of paper and use scissors, and my name is Mark. A lot of the work is straight thought to cut. There's no drawing, there's no pre-planning. It's just how I'm feeling, and basically I'm drawing with the scissors. You know, paper will just be all around me, and I can kind of pick and choose around me what the colors are. It's kind of madness, it's kind of chaos. And I think that kind of leads to what comes out of it in the end, that kind of my workspace is chaos, and what I'm doing is picking from the chaos of shapes and colors, putting them in a composition that I like, that makes me happy, that I'm hoping will draw some type of emotion or feeling out of whoever's looking at it. So the tools I use are simply a scissor, paper, and a glue stick. Sometimes I'll use a Sharpie, and I try to keep my tools as simple as possible. I cut a lot of paper. I cut a lot of paper in, thousands and thousands of different shapes. The scraps and the leftovers that I don't use, I save all of them, and I've saved them for the past 8 years. I'm still happy with what I've learned by sticking with one thing and not straying from it. I think that's taught me a lot. It helped me to sit and kind of contemplate meditatively to cut paper, and because it was you had to put so much focus on what you were doing, everything kind of disappeared, and I can channel my creative energy towards that one process. Every work is made up of simple shapes. They all start from simplicity and build upon that I think people really connect with and are genuinely drawn to something that's handmade, because it's special. You can see the imperfections, and to some people might say, well, it's not perfect. Well, to others, that imperfection is exactly what makes that thing special. I think that in essence, it's all boiled down to the simplicity of cutting one shape, which leads to the next.
Isn't it incredible how much paper he cuts? It's all over his floor. And some people might think, wow, that's a big mess. But not Mark. He gets inspired. He gets ideas from all those shapes and all those colors to make new artwork. Now, did you like the artwork that we saw? The ones he showed in his video? What do you say we take a look at some more artwork that he's put up on his website? Let's go one by one, all right? So this first picture is an artwork that he made just with colored paper. It's called cells. Now it looks like a cell, right? Like a human cell with all the different parts. And I love the way he used different colors, and he put one paper on top of the other. Now another artwork that he made is this one. It's called Crowded Space. Now look at the beautiful colored satellites, and in the middle we have the Earth. What a happy picture. I mean, it's kind of talking about all the stuff that we put up in space, but look at how interesting he's made all of the different satellites and the happy Earth in the middle. You've got to remember, this is all done with paper. Even though it looks like it's done with colors and paints, it's actually colored paper. And this one's beautiful. He used mainly purple and blues and aquas. And look at how nice that snail looks. Do you see the shapes that repeat on the snail's shell? And also on the bottom of the snail, he used little ovals and little triangles on the back of the snail. I really like in the body of the snail, how he has different rectangles with little designs in the middle. Oh, this is a funny one. This is called sushi shark, and you can see all the fish, but they're actually sushis, and the shark is about to eat them. Do you notice how he used different colors? And can you tell the kind of shark that it is? Look at the triangles he put on the shark. That makes it look like a tiger shark, right? Very nice. Now the next one is a very complicated one, right? He put a lot of work and time into this one. It's called The Birth of Music. You can see the hands at the top. Those are shapes that repeat. Try to get some ideas for our artwork here in this one. And look at the hands at the bottom. They have fire inside. Do those look like coffee cups to you? And what's that tree in the middle? Wow, look at those curls coming out of the tree. Oh, wait a minute. I think those aren't coffee cups. Could those be drums? Incredible. I love it. And I really like the bottom. Look at the bottom. Do you see the 3 violet circles on the left and the 3 aqua circles on the right? They remind me of the moon. Wow, what a beautiful artwork. The next one is called the cannon. The cannon. Can you see the cannon at the bottom? Now this one's a little more, it's a simpler one, right? But there's a lot going on. There's a lot of different lines and curves and shapes and cutouts that make it super interesting. Everywhere you look, something's happening. The last one is called the Senses Gray. And I especially like that brain. Look at that brain. Oh my God, that's awesome. Look at how the eyes repeat. And look at how the eyes are connected by different wiggly lines. They look like veins and arteries. It's a little creepy at the bottom with the fingers. Do you see the bones like they're cut off fingers? But I think he's talking about how our bodies, right, have all sorts of ways of feeling, like hearing. I can see an ear. I can see a smell. The smell sense coming from the nose. There's an eye. There's a tongue. Can you find the tongue? And look around the tongue. There's different flavors. There's lemon. There's sweets. And then you've got the hands. It's a beautiful artwork. And remember, this is all done patiently with cutting different color paper. Now, I want to finish with a series that he did. A series is several different types of art that are similar, right? And this is a series called Design. And in each one of these, he used different lines, shapes, and colors, but he stuck to one type of color. So for example, the first one is the blue one. You notice it's all blue? Look at all the different shapes and lines and curves that he used. What ideas can we get from this artwork for our own? The next one, I'm going to call it the brown one. It kind of looks like the blue one, but he changed it, right? He changed the color to brown. And then we have the purple one. I like that the purple one has a lot of circles and curves. It looks almost like wheels that are turning in a machine. We have a red one. Wow, look at that. At the bottom, it looks almost like there's stairs. And then at the top, it looks like train tracks. It has a feeling of movement, doesn't it? Like a machine that's moving. Then we have a black and white one. Wow, this one makes me think of a piano. I don't know why. But it also makes me think about a carpet, like a rug with a lot of different designs. If you notice, he's done about 9 boxes, right? 9 boxes, and in each box, he's cut up little shapes and little lines, and each box is different. But when you put them all together, it's like one big box. And the last one is the green one. What does this one make you think about? What do you feel when you see it? Does it make you think of the ocean? Or maybe a jungle? I really like the work of Mark's Paper Scissor. I hope you liked it too. Now let's use these ideas for our art project. Are you ready? Let's get started. So you remember that last week we did this artwork. You guys sent in some great work. Though the inspiration behind this work of art was the work of Matisse. And we copied his way of doing things, right? We created boxes, we colored the boxes, and then we cut out shapes that looked like they came from the bottom of the ocean. They looked like plants, and we glued them. We made a collage. Now today we're going to do another collage. We're going to do the same thing, except that today we're going to use our imagination. We're going to open it up to whatever you like. Can I give you some examples of some work that I have already done? So let's put last week's aside, and let me show you two backgrounds. Okay, two backgrounds that I created. Here's one that I made using the colors green and yellow. And what I did was I just drew some lines. They didn't necessarily have to be squares. I used circles. I did a little zigzag here. And then I colored it. I colored it with light green and green, green and yellow, and just yellow. And then I did another one just to show you that it doesn't have to be shapes. It could just be lines. It could be wavy lines like the ocean. You'll be able to make your background with whatever line or shape you like. If you want to mix it up with lines and shapes, you can do that too. And you can use whatever colors you want. And this one, you can see the greens and the yellows. And this one I went with blues, reds, and violets. I let you pick. Now, on a separate sheet of paper, I cut out some shapes. If you remember, last week we did these undersea plant shapes, right? They look like corals. But for this one, I invite you to make whatever shapes you want. I made some leaves. I made a heart. I made a moon. I made a lollipop. I made a pencil. And these are just paper that I drew, I colored, and then I cut out. And then I'm going to put these aside a little bit. I'm going to pick one of these and I'm going to glue them wherever I want. So because this is green and yellow and I want to show a difference, I'm going to use the red ones here. And it's as simple as grabbing a little bit of glue. Remember how we glue, right? Last week we learned that we use very little glue, little dot. Oh wait, sometimes the glue gets stuck, right? It kind of gets stuck right here. So what you do is you can take it out with your finger. This little glue cover that it makes, you see it? Put that aside. We don't need that now. Then open it up, and we're going to put 3 little dots. Remember, just 2 little dots. We don't need to make big, messy dots, right? I'll put that guy in the green area, because since he's yellow, I'd put him in the green area. If I put him in the yellow, he'll tend to disappear. And this pink heart, 1, 2, 3. I'll put him over here, and then I'll put the lollipop right in the middle. So let's put a little bit of glue on that lollipop. I'll just put 3, 2. Oh, that was kind of a big one, right? That one's kind of big. That might take a little while. I'm gonna have to be careful. Okay, I set him down there. And there, I did 3. Now you can do 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, as many things as you like. You can do shapes of anything. And I'll show you, because we'll do it step by step. But let's put this one aside so it can dry. I hope you like it. And this one right here, the one with the lines, should we do them like this? See, the nice thing about collage is that you can play with your artwork until you find the way that you like it. Let me see, if I put these things like this, they go in the opposite directions of these lines. And if I put them like this, they go in the same direction. What do you think? I think I'm going to put 1 leaf at the bottom, 1 pencil in the middle, and 1 leaf at the top. Or maybe this leaf looks better here. See how you can play with it? Find the best way to do it. I'm going to leave it like that. Okay, so dot, dot, dot. A little more dot. I'm going to glue this baby right here. Move it around. Dot, dot, little dot, little dot. And we're going to put this guy like this. And then the last one, dot, dot, dot. We'll put him here. All right, come around, turn around. Okay. Would it look good okay? Would it look okay like this? You know what? I'm going to turn it around here like that. That'll be my number 2 collage. Now, remember I said 3. You got to do more, right? Do at least 4 or 5. Let's put it aside and let's work on a new one. So you can see how it's done step by step. So first you're going to need sheet of paper. You're going to need your pencil, eraser, and sharpener. Let's put them over here where you can see them. You're going to need some crayons. You can use color pencils. If you have color pencils, you can use that, no problem. Last week I used color pencils, but today I want to use crayons. And you're going to need a little bit of glue. Remember we said that you can use this type of glue, or you can use a glue stick. Glue stick is fine as well. All right, guys, move aside. Hey. Okay, they left. Oh, they fell down. I'm so sorry. Okay, put my sharpener over here. I don't need it. I'm going to clear up my paper. And let's see, we said we could do lines and we could do shapes and we can combine them. So I really liked that curvy line that I had in the blue paper, but I also liked zigzags. And how about a box over here and a circle over here and maybe a funny shape here and maybe a funny shape here. See, I just made that up. You're going to make yours up. I want you to make something up brand new. As a matter of fact, now that we're talking, I might make a copy of this line like that. All right, let's get ready to color. I've got my crayons. I've been using these crayons for a bit now. So I'm going to spread them out over here. And I'm going to start picking from my crayons. You can pick any color you want. I'm going to go with light colors, because I want my shapes that I cut out later to be dark. So I'm going to color. We're going to kind of speed this up a little bit, and then we'll start with our shapes. All right. Okay, so I finished my background. And if you notice, I mixed colors. I did some shapes inside with my crayons. I did some extra lines to add something that's called texture. So it kind of feels like there's hair there or there's little bubbles. And I stuck to more of a warmer color set. You know, colors that are yellows, oranges, and reds. Because the colors that I'm going to use for the things I'm going to collage on here, or the shapes that I'm going to glue on here, I'm going to use the cooler colors, which are the purples, the blues, the greens, and they're going to make a nice contrast or a nice difference between what's there on the paper and what we're going to put on top. All right, so for the shapes, we're going to need to get another piece of paper. Let's go get the blank sheet of paper that I have here waiting. This guy right here. And here we're going to draw our favorite shapes. Remember, you want to draw things that you like, things that are interesting to you. If you like the things I do, you can copy me, of course, but this is an opportunity for you to let your imagination go crazy and just get creative, express yourself with this project. So, let's see. I had done a heart, I had done some leaves, I had done a pencil. What could be some things that I like that I could add on there? Well, many of you know that I like to draw coffee, so I'm going to draw a coffee cup. That'll be one of my things, a mug, a big mug. How's that? What else do I like? Well, Mr. G likes to paint, so I'm going to do a brush, a big brush, right? Make another one there. What else do I like? Oh, how about the wheel of a car? We can use that. Wheel of a car. How about the planet Earth? Oh, I like that. What are you thinking about? Can you draw that shape too? How about one of the cactus plants from our warm-up exercise? Hey, that's not a bad idea, Mr. G. Let's see, I can turn my paper around because I have some space here. Oh, somebody might be asking, can I repeat a shape? Yes, you can repeat a shape. As a matter of fact, I just came up with a new idea. How about some pants? Yeah, pants and a belt. Yeah, pants. I like pants. I'm wearing pants right now, as a matter of fact. Okay, so this is what we've got. Now let's color it. Are you ready? Let's go quickly now. Okay, so here it is. These are my shapes. These are my objects that I'm going to glue onto this paper. I'm going to make a collage with some of my favorite things, the things that I use my imagination on. If you want to copy them and you want to do the same ones that I do, that's perfectly all right. But you're free to make your own creations. You could maybe make fish, or maybe you can use birds, or maybe you can do trees, or something from a video game that you love, or maybe from a book that you've read. So next step is to cut these guys out. I'm going to show you a little trick that I use that helps me cut better. So instead of going to each one and cutting each one out, I'm going to separate them first. I'm going to separate each one from the pack, and then I'll go in there and I'll cut them out correctly. See, they each have their own little paper. And that's going to help me when I cut them out individually. Okay? So the step number 1, cut them out individually. Now I'm going to go and finely cut around them. I don't want to leave any empty paper around. You ready? Let's go cut. Okay, now, do you see this little spot right here that I can't get to? Well, it's pretty big. How do I cut in there? Well, since this is glue, right? We're gonna glue this stuff. It's okay to cut a little piece to get in there, right? Because later, when we glue this on the paper, you won't be able to see that it's separate. And since I was able to get in there by that little edge, now I can cut the inside. See? And when we glue it, I just make sure that this little part is not separate, that it's together, and we should be all right. All right, let's get to the rest of them. Okay, so that was our last cut. Let's bring all the boys in. Okay, guys, come on in. Hi there, hey, I'm here. The planet Earth, the coffee, and the wheel. Okay, so these are the things I'm going to put on my background. This is my background, and I'm going to put them on here. This is an imaginary background, and these are realistic things. So I like the combination, right? So how are we going to organize them? Well, just put them on there first, and then see what you're going to do. Now you can, if you want to stand them all up like this, and put them where they fit, that's fine. Or you could even make a combination of things. Maybe the brush is, maybe these pants belong to the earth. And maybe the wheel is coming out of the coffee. Or maybe the earth is holding up the cactus. And the pants are coming out of the coffee. And the wheels are on the coffee. It's up to you. You can get as imaginary in this as you can. Use your imagination. Go nuts. Have fun. So what I'm going to do is, I like the coffee mug wheel. So I might turn this around. So let's put these guys over here. Let's start off with the coffee mug wheel. This is the part of the artwork called composition, right? We're putting it all together. Find a way to do it that you think is nice. So I'm going to put the coffee on top of the wheel like that. So I'm going to glue the wheel first. There's my wheel. Dot, 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 dot. Oh, and dots here, right? Because this stuff, we said we were going to glue it. And we're going to put the coffee mug. Oh, got to move the wheel a little bit. Move the wheel, move the wheel. Okay, now the coffee mug fits. I don't want this sticking outside, right? Okay, there you go. And I'm going to put the planet Earth on the coffee. Let me see. Or should I do the planet Earth pants? I think I'm going to go with planet Earth pants. Yeah, that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to planet Earth pants. I know, that is kind of funny. Planet Earth pants. Right there. Planet Earth gets a little swirl. And here you are, planet Earth. Nice pants. Now, I'm going to put the brush pointing down. And I think I'm going to put the plant inside the coffee. What do you think? Or should I put... I like this combination better. Yes. It's you know, you can't really make a mistake, you know. It's as long as you got them on there, it's fine. Oh no! Don't stick to the planet Earth. Stick to the coffee. Alright, glue that on there. Okay, let's put some dots on our brush. And let's put our brush like this. Alright, so there's my imagination fantasy collage. I hope you liked it. And I over everything, I hope that it inspired you to think outside of the box, as they say. Don't go with something that everybody's thinking about. Just use your imagination. Try to invent something new. If you want to start off with my ideas, you can. But let's quickly review. You're going to do the background. Shapes, lines, any colors you want. And then on a separate sheet of paper, you're going to do your shapes. You're going to color them, you're going to trace them, you're going to cut them out. How many did Mr. G do? He did 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Maybe you want to do 7. Maybe you want to do 8. Maybe you want to do 5. That's fine, as long as you fit them all in there. And remember, please remember when you use your glue, it's dot, 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 dot. Do not cut yourself with the scissors. Do be very, very careful when you do this project. And I hope to see you all next week. Please make sure you send me your beautiful pictures of your artwork. I love to see them and I love to give you a grade, especially when your awesome artwork comes through the email. All right, I'll see you guys next week. Have fun, make art, and stay safe.